Hi, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. My name is David Rodriguez, and this is all games new and old. Now, on this channel, I'm going to be reviewing board games. Occasionally, I may cover an RPG or a miniatures game, just kind of depending. Those two games are a little, or types of games are a little harder to get a lot of different ones to the table, so I will not do a big focus on those. But board games, on the other hand, board games I like to play quite often. So I'm going to be talking about the game, how it plays, although I'm not going to really be doing a how to play video, but a general overview of how each game works out, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. We're going to have people coming and talking about the themes of the game who are maybe experts in what they're about. So I'm excited about that. I guess one of the questions might be, why am I entering this area of YouTubing? I mean, there's so many people already doing reviews. What makes me special? What makes me different? Well, one thing I've noticed is that for me, I can see a game that looks interesting, and it'll take me, it can take me years before I decide to actually make the plunge and buy that game. And so right before I make that purchase, I go and I look at all these old reviews about that game so I can get a better sense, make sure I really want to spend my money on it, even though I probably looked at those reviews way in the past when that game was new. But, as you know, gaming changes. Every year now, thousands of games come out. So, what makes someone want to buy an older game now? Or what makes someone choose a new game over some of the older games? You know, if I get a 5-year-old game, there's probably other games that do similar things. So why pick up that 5-year-old one rather than the brand new one? Or why do I pick this brand new one over that 5-year-old one? You can't really cover that by looking at older videos because, of course, they're covering those games right when they come out. So I thought it might be a little bit of a different take. The other thing with jumping into doing reviews is, as I'm sure you know, if you're looking at reviewers, you want to find someone that you generally agree with, or maybe even you really disagree with. That works out well too. Because that way you know that if they suggest something, it's probably your kind of game. It's the kind of game that's going to excite you and make you want to bring it to the table more often. So will I be that way for someone? I sure hope so. I know there's a lot of reviewers I really like. None of them I'm really 100% in agreement with, but, you know, that's okay. I'm hoping that some people will find themselves more in agreement with me. So a little bit about my backstory in gaming. I've been a gamer of some sort pretty much my entire life. Mostly, video games have been a through line forever, starting with the Atari 2600. But I did discover tabletop gaming with the Dungeons & Dragons Red Box basic set that I think a lot of people started with. And from there, I moved on to Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, where I DM'd games. I really, really loved it. I went on from there, and I started playing miniatures games like Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000, although, to be honest, I mostly was painting models, trying to get them played, because I wanted to play with a fully painted army, and oh boy, that is a chore. So it took me a bit to actually finally get those games to the table and really play them. But then I discovered board games. I had always thought that board games were, sad to say it, like Monopoly. I didn't think that board games would be as exciting as those other kinds of games I played. But the first hobby board game I played was Shadows over Camelot, and I fell in love. I bought that game that night, and I've been buying games and looking into them and being obsessed with them ever since. So that's a little bit about my backstory about my gaming, I'm going to call it a habit, I guess. So my plan going forward with this channel is I want to put out a review or a video every 2 weeks. I may be able to do it more. It's possible I'll have to do it less. I hope not. But I've got a job that is more than full-time, and I have 3 kids. So time is at a premium with me. It's a little tough to get all these things done as fast as I would like to and have all this extra time. But I'd really love to do it weekly if I can. But for now, we're going to plan for 2 weeks, see how that goes, and I can bump it up or scale it back as needed. The nice thing about me focusing on games from any time period is that really I don't have to jump on the very newest thing necessarily, although I certainly will hope to do that a lot. And my reviews will probably be, fairly similar. So, as I mentioned, I'm planning to mainly just do reviews, but If there's something else that you want to see, if you want to see news or other board game related discussions, if you want me to try to get guests of some sort, I can certainly try to do that. We'll see how it goes. But please tell me in the comments if there is something that you'd like me to do as time goes on. I mean, right now, like I said, I want to get my feet wet with the reviews, and hopefully people will enjoy that. And you could tell me if there's something that you would like to see different. I'm all ears. So if this sounds good to you, if it sounds like an interesting take on games, or if you're just curious if my opinion matches with yours, please go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, click that little bell icon so you know when I release a new one. And you know, actually, to be honest, if you think this sounds terrible and if you can't stand me personally, do the same thing, because that'll really mess with my head. That'll show me. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you all at the table again with me in a couple of weeks here at All Games New and Old.